All right, how does a nice-looking young guy goes to Notre Dame, bright student, you know, has a clever and interesting college career, suddenly become one of the bad boys of the NBA?
Well, I don't think it was all of a sudden. I think it's been building up throughout the years. A few years ago, when our team got very good and were a threat to the Boston Celtics, the Boston media machine was pumped out all this information about how we were a bunch of thugs. And it's kind of snowballed from there. It's become very fashionable to call me a dirty player and to dog me on national television syndicated shows. And, I mean, it's just kind of a snowball effect. It's very fashionable.
But you don't back off, and it appears at times you do serve the role of instigator, even in that melee with the 76ers.
Well, I have a job to do for our ball club, and my job is to win the game. I'm also the biggest guy we have on our team, so it's my job to step up and to protect our players and myself. And sometimes it gets a little bit carried away, but that's my job.
Do you have to turn up that physical aspect of your game a notch now that you're in the playoffs, or is it as rough now as it would be in the mid-year?
Well, the game itself is not as rough in a regular year as it is in the playoffs. As far as the way I play the same way in the playoffs I do in a regular season on full go. But in the playoffs, there's a lot more emotion, a lot more physical play is allowed. So you have to get out there and bang and be physical, or you're going to get beat.
Give a team 4 and 5 cracks at it every time they get the ball. Richmond misses that one.
And a foul on Hardaway. And he bounces the ball off the back of Bill Laimbeer, who just walks away.
Well, it's happened so many times, it's kind of like a second nature for Laimbeer now to have the ball tossed at him. Sally in the ball game, Bill Laimbeer sits down. Did I hear about it? I just want to know how he...
Rebound. Magic in the front court. Magic has got fresh legs tonight. Really fresh legs. Pass under to Thompson. He's there. Puts it up, and he's fouled from behind by Laimbeer. Laimbeer hit the ball. He also hit him with about 240 pounds of body. Technical foul, Laimbeer.
Well, like you said earlier, every time there's a complaint from Bill, so nothing's new. That time the official said, I've had enough. You can't yell at every call that I make. And he gave Bill Laimbeer the technical.
Magic makes his 6th free throw without a miss. The Laker lead is 10, 56-46. Now see if you think Laimbeer fouled him if you're watching Prime Ticket. Wow, is that a foul? How can you complain on that? If you're an honest thinking person, how can you complain? I'm absolutely appalled that a man would complain on a play like that. He hit him on top of the head. He hit him with the body from shoulder to knee. He didn't bite him. He didn't bite him.
How do you really feel about that play, Che?
I think it stunk. The free throw by Thompson is good. No, it's all right to make the foul. A good play. But 57-46. The holler about it. Wow. Down the middle, Isaiah feeds it over to Laimbeer. Good shooter from there, and he hits a 17-footer. He's a good basketball player. He doesn't have to go around hounding the referees every game. He's a very good player. Front court, Magic going the distance. He's all the way. Put it up in the corner. It goes and goes. Foul. Laimbeer and Green in a fight. Laimbeer.
I think it's Isaiah. Laimbeer was trying to get into it to keep him away.
Well, whatever, it was Laimbeer that Green pushed hard, and then Green turned his attention to Isaiah. Back in the air, rejected by Perkins. A 2-on-1 break against Laimbeer. Teagle to Worthy. Worthy puts it up and in. He's fouled by Laimbeer. In a fight, Laimbeer's going after Worthy. Believe this. Laimbeer gets in a fight seemingly once a week.
Well, I think this time, as James was going to the basket, he felt that Bill tried to hurt him, and on the play, it didn't seem like Bill tried to hurt him, but James is letting him know, don't do it again.
Now the trainer for Detroit is pulling James away, Mike Abdenauer. Magic is saying to James, hey guys, let's don't let our tempers cost us this game. Mike Dunleavy and the coaches for Detroit are all out on the floor. Dunleavy made his his quickest move of the season when he saw Lambier and Worthy start pointing fingers and moving toward each other. Here's the official ruling. Personal foul on Bill Lambier.
That's his first personal, third team foul.
Third team foul, first foul on
First in the last 2
Lambier.
minutes. Also, we have a double technical foul against Bill Lambier and James
Nothing is
Worthy.
shot on the double technical. Nothing is shot. Either one gets another tee, they're gone. Fine. Now let's take a look on television and see what exactly happened.
Well, as James was going up,
Wow.
he really threw the arms down to hit him, and that's something that James did not appreciate, and he let Bill know about it.
That's a flagrant foul. If that's not a flagrant foul, there isn't any flagrant foul.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, the way the rule is, that's flagrant. James let him know that was flagrant. Now you got to let the officials into the ball game.
There's a fight right there. Lambier and Jordan.
Unfortunately, everybody kind of picks out one person on their team to be a designated villain. I happen to be it.
He's a crybaby. He keeps crying about the fouls getting called on him, but he keeps wrestling everybody out of the picture.
Lambier dominates the wanted posters in Boston, and he was victim to a vicious massacre in Atlanta.
The fans took a cardboard replica of my jersey and chainsawed it in half during halftime last year during the playoffs. That was a little unique.
While the gentle Lambier is often lambasted by his peers.
I think people boo Danny Ainge because they're jealous of him. They boo Bill Lambier because they don't like him.
They're really animated on the court. They cry and whine, and they act like spoiled brats.
Gets hammered by Bill Lambier as he hauls.
And, he's messing with the wrong guy because they're going to have to go back to Boston now, and he better have a bodyguard.
No comment. You have to watch film. So what happened was Bird went up for a shot, and Dennis Rodman kind of knocked him off balance, and I was going to block it. And all of a sudden, everybody was going down in a pile. So I grabbed Bird to break my fall, and he obviously felt I was throwing him down. I don't know what his feelings are.
Darren Day, good move, but it won't fall. Parrish's tip won't go, and down low, Parrish and Lambier. Robert Parrish is hot.
Lambier has been pushing Robert Parrish off every rebound. Just as the ball is about to hit the rim, he'll push Robert Parrish, and Robert just had enough of that.
A very, very good player, but I think he sometimes goes out there and cheap shot guys. How the other players perceive me is their business. I could care less. Don't get me wrong, Bill's a great player, but I think if a guy goes out there and he's going to play a certain way, he's got to be willing to back it up.
Now, how did it all happen? 14 seconds left. Rick Mahorn goes in for the layup, gets fouled hard by Dennis Rodman. No problem there, but there's the problem. Lambier with the ball in Mahorn's face, and Barkley says, "You do not do that to my teammate." And Lambier goes after Barkley, and the two of them get into it on the baseline. Referee Jake O'Donnell in the middle. Now watch your screen. We're going to highlight. You won't be able to see his head, but we're going to highlight Scott Hastings of Detroit, and look for the arm coming down in the middle of the screen on top of Barkley's head, right there. Barkley had this to say about the fight and the fine.
We all deserve fines. I felt like Isaiah Thomas got off light. I felt like Bill Lambier, who instigated the entire thing, should have gotten more. You know, I'm going to defend my teammates. I don't care what the NBA says. You know, two guys got my teammate, I'm going to go get involved.
Now, the NBA used bylaw 35D today, which allows the league to fine any player up to $250,000 for a player whose conduct is deemed to be detrimental to the best interest of the NBA. Now we get to the fines. Charles Barkley fined $20,000. Bill Lambier fined $20,000. Scott Hastings of Detroit fined $10,000. Isaiah Thomas of Detroit, for an earlier pushing match with the Sixers' Rick Mahorn, fined $7,500. Each team fined $50,000. And
no era normal, pero tampoco hemos visto reacción en el banquillo de los Blazers, no hemos visto cambios.
Personal en ataque, espérate un momento, que haya habido de todo. Jerome Kersey personal en ataque bajo el tablero de los Pistons. Kersey protesta. 2 tiros libres para Line Beer y parece que el último periodo ha empezado igual que había terminado el tercero.
Sí, lo que más preocupante es que Rick Adelman, ese segundo...
Hold on to this, the pass to Line Beer. He hits it at the buzzer.
Stayed one-on-one. Passes it up to Lambeer. Got it! .3 on the clock.
Reed just inside the three-point line. Robert Reed buried it. He had had a horrendous time getting his shooting touch back after his injury. Rockets are doing a great job of shutting down the middle. John Sally with the foul, and Lambeer just knocked Olajuwon down and off the court. Remember, early in the ballgame, Olajuwon with an elbow doubled over Bill Lambeer. And I guess what goes around comes around.
Now watch Lambeer. He's running on the right part of your screen. Keep an eye on him. Now he's in the middle of the screen. Olajuwon inside. There's the foul. He runs after. He couldn't stop himself. He had gotten committed, was in the air, and he would have picked up the foul had it not been for the fact that...
The break, Lambeer misses, gets it back, and he is fouled. Moses Malone. Moses runs at Billy with the ball.
I buy that call from what I saw.
Willis gets inside position, and Lambeer clobbers it.
See, that started the time down before, and Kevin Willis talked to Jess Kersey and said, look, he's beating up on me, he's pushing off on me. And there might be a double technical foul on the play. Now watch Lambeer, he's going to foul right here. He'll get him early. The whistle has already blown right now. Still, he pushes again, and Kevin Willis pushes off also.
That was a karate shot by Lambeer.
To decide this, and Atlanta had a big advantage rebounding.
We got Neek and Lambeer. They don't really like each other. This is an old story. It goes way back.
Rotated over to block the shot, little dish off for the layup. That's a great play.
3-point game. Dominique Wilkins without a field goal. Lambeer got him 2 shots. Dominique gave him a little glance, but said nothing.
See, that's a big play for Dominique. Dominique had been doing nothing but shooting jump shots. This time he plays like Dominique Wilkins, and he takes the ball in there and he tries to dunk over someone. When Dominique is a perimeter jump shooter, he's an ordinary player.
Another guy.
He's just
Two up front, nice play, and Lambeer taking a shot at Paxson, who did not like it. John Paxson went back at Bill Lambeer. He did not like the shot given by Lambeer. Certainly unnecessary. Is on the line off the foul committed by Isaiah. Paxson has him beat, and Lambeer.
Somebody got tussled to the floor, and one of the other teams didn't like it, took exception to it. And I think Isaiah or Chuck made the comment about, we're playing like the old Oakland Raiders.
I bumped into them, hit them, stopped them any way I could. Players don't like that at all.
Ewing and foul hard.
Rick Mahorn, Lambeer, I hated both of them.
And there are no touch fouls at all by these 2 guys.
You name it, they did it. Illegal screens, hold, scratch, elbow.
In the first quarter, Oakley. Ewing gets the offensive rebound and a loose ball foul against Lambeer. Ewing and
now look down now. Now watch Ewing here. There he is, where you can see when he put his hand, when Lambeer put his hand into the back of Ewing, you'll see like he looks like he slips. Right about now, you see Ewing pushed off.
Yeah.
Lambeer had his hand, Ewing pushed off, and he fell right underneath.
Yeah, Lambeer's right on that one.
Yes, he was.
Vandaway will shoot.
Jackson for Ewing. And the foul, Lambeer and Ewing. Having words. And Lambeer opening his arms up like, come to me, Patrick.
McDaniel to the rescue. Patrick lost it. He lost it for a split second, and McDaniel saved him. And Patrick Ewing now has been able to calm himself down. Bill Laimbeer once again hearing the fine words from the Garden crowd as he has collected his fourth foul. And there's the smirk that has delighted fans throughout the NBA.
Right in there, beautiful.
Sally, maybe his fourth. Taking his third.
Watch out now.
Laimbeer. Like that swagger.
Well,
hey.
Well, the main thing is right now is that no one wants to do something foolish to cost your team a technical foul. Then number two, get possibly thrown out of the game. You do not want that to happen right now. And Rodman grabbed him from the rear. Now, this is the play before. We had the foul in the lane. Now they, you know, this is a little I'm giving you a face. You're in my face, okay? But what I'm not going to do is back down from you right now, just so nobody raises a hand.
It's Gary.
Oakley and Laimbeer are into a fight.
And what happened there, Bob, was that, oh boy, we got still a little confrontation going on.
Patino and Daly also down there near that fracas. Brendan Malone right in the midst of it. Bennett Salvatore is in there, the official, along with Hugh Evans.
Wilkins picks it up on the baseline. Laimbeer took him down hard.
Laimbeer, he didn't care what you thought when he hit you. I got knocked to the floor, and Danley extended his hand to help me up. He slapped his hand away.
I take great pride in winning the mental battle. That's what all games are about.
You're so mad at him that you're off your game.
And now the Bulls, of course, retaliate. Both teams. Anchoring the front court was one of the most despised players in the NBA.
Fought a lot. Over $100,000 in fines assessed for hooliganism on the hardwood.
Now here's Laimbeer, a piece of what he had to say, followed by Jordan's response.
Who is he? I mean, all he does is play basketball. In the world, he's this big. I mean, he may be up there because he has publicists and media and pumping him up. I mean, who is he? Who cares about him?
Virtually everything, and one of the top defensive players in the league. Grant blocked by Johnson. Pippen under the basket, blocked by Laimbeer, and it's still Chicago ball. Great interior defense by Detroit.
See, there's an awful lot of frustration going on here with the guys in the red shirts from Chicago. They are receiving fantastic passes down inside, but they just can't seem to convert.
Anytime somebody say the bad boys, make no mistake, everybody knows it was the Detroit Pistons.
Bill Laimbeer knew this season was going to be his last. He just didn't know this season was only going to last this long. USA Today recently polled the NBA general managers, got their one-word descriptions of Laimbeer. Laimbeer said, "I'd be lying if I said I didn't like to see nice things written about me. Even in high school, the other teams disliked me. It's my style of play."
I'm just like the average guy on the street. I had a job to do, and I did it.
He thinks that he's a lot like Pete Rose, that people didn't like him, but they wanted to have him on their team.
The person that you love to hate, he was still an but you know, he was cool though.
Yo, you can't touch this. Break it down.
How'd I do?